mysterious creatures spooking onlookers, to creepy sightings leaving everyone shocked. From the depths of seas to the darkness of caves. Hang on for the unbelievable times explorers captured what no one was supposed to see. A hunter's camera caught something that shouldn't exist. Deep in a dark tunnel, it recorded a walking skeleton. Yes, you heard that right. A real skeleton moving on its own. It had a gray color and huge glowing eyes that lit up in the dark. You could see every bone and rib moving as it walked. The footage has scared everyone who's seen it. Some say it must be an alien that crashed here long ago. Whatever it was though, it's still out there, somewhere in those tunnels. Ocean mystery. A visitor near the ocean caught something strange on camera. It was a super skinny creature that nobody could identify. The camera started shaking badly as he filmed this weird being, as he couldn't believe what he was seeing right in front of him. As the creature moved, he tried to chase after it, wanting to get a better look. The mysterious thing quickly went under a bridge or tunnel nearby, and the person ran away, not wanting to get close to it, of course. Could this ocean be a portal to outer space? That might explain why this unknown thing was there.
Oh my god.
Night shifter. A hunter's camera caught a terrifying sight in the dark woods. At first, it looked like a walking skeleton, bones visible in the moonlight. But then the creature turned around, and everything changed. What faced the camera now was a wolf-like dog with strange pink fur covering its body. The footage showed it moving unnaturally, like it couldn't decide what shape to keep. Local legends talk about shapeshifters in these woods, creatures that can switch between different forms at will. The hunter who recorded this hadn't gone back to those woods since that night. Whatever this thing was, it proved that some legends might be real after all. Forest giant. Deep in the shadowy woods, a hunter crouched behind an old oak tree, hardly daring to breathe. What he saw that day changed his life forever. A massive creature walked through the forest, its heavy footsteps shaking the ground. It was huge, covered in dark fur, and walked on two legs like a human. This had to be the legendary Bigfoot. These woods were known to be their territory. The hunter stayed completely still, watching as the creature moved between the trees. He managed to record a few seconds of shaky footage before the giant disappeared into the thick forest. Another mysterious sighting in these ancient woods. Desert portal.
Go!
Some Arab explorers were checking out an old abandoned site at night. High walls surrounded them, with no roof above. Something felt strange about this place. One of them started digging in the ground, going deeper and deeper. Suddenly, he ran away. Later, the group claimed they had opened something terrifying. A portal to hell or some underground world. Nobody dared to go back there. Local people say the site is cursed now, and at night, weird lights sometimes shine from there. Dark warning. Late one night, some friends were driving near the woods when they spotted something weird. There in the shadows stood a pale figure bent in strange positions. Its eyes glowed in the darkness, watching them all. Instead of leaving, the friends started shouting and making fun of this creature. Big mistake. This wasn't a normal being. It looked like a skinwalker, or the shapeshifters from old stories. Worse still, there were many of them, like a whole family living in those woods. The locals say if you ever see creatures like these, run away fast. Don't tease them, and definitely don't go near them. Night guest. a doorbell camera captured something unsettling in the dark. The creature was white and had an unusual mix of features. Its face looked like a dog's, but its feet and legs resembled a chupacabra. The way it moved and its overall shape strongly suggested it could be a hybrid of both animals. The footage showed this mysterious being creeping around for several minutes. Its white color stood out clearly against the darkness. This might be evidence of a new species, or possibly the result of different creatures breeding in the wild. However, the camera caught every detail of this strange visitor, from its unusual face to its distinctive legs. Forest giant. A new video showed up in 2024 that got everyone talking. Someone's trail camera caught something big and hairy sitting in the forest. The video was super clear, clearer than any other videos like it before. In the footage, you can see this huge furry creature just sitting there among the trees. It looked just like what people say Bigfoot or Sasquatch should look like. The video made it to big TV news shows too. People who watched it said they'd never seen such clear footage of something like this before. So finally, Bigfoot stories became alive after seeing this one, it seems. Lake Oddity. A fisherman caught a strange fish near a lake that was beyond explanation.
What on earth is this? What kind of creature is this?
First, the creature stayed alive even out of the water. On top of that, its mouth moved continuously, as if trying to communicate. When turned over, its body showed an unusual bowl-like depression, deeply curved inward.
What on earth is this?
The fish appeared inflated, with a fusiform shape, unlike typical lake fish. Its constant mouth movements might have been a natural response to being out of water. The deep curve in its body could be a special adaptation for life in this lake. This odd fish might belong to a rare species, or it could be a unique mutation. The fisherman's discovery suggested there might be more unusual creatures in these waters. Lab secret.
Or something's up there. He's moving.
Scientists shared footage of something they caught in their lab. It looked impossible. Part monkey, part mouse, with white fluffy fur all over. Its orange face and ears stood out as it ate something slimy. The way it moved wasn't normal. Some think the scientists did experiments on it, mixing different animals. In the video, it sometimes looked like an ape. Nobody knows what this creature was or where it came from. The scientists aren't telling now because research is still going on, apparently. Meadow chase. Some friends were hanging out in a grassy meadow one day. One of them had their phone out, recording the beautiful view. Suddenly, their friend came running towards them, pure fear on his face. Behind him, something huge and dark was following. In the shaky footage, you can see this massive creature chasing him. It moved on two legs, covered in dark fur. They captured a glimpse of what many say could be the legendary Bigfoot. The friends might have escaped, but their video left people wondering what lives in those meadows. Strange tongue. A local farmer couldn't believe his eyes. Right there, on his property, was a weird-looking animal. It had scales all over its body and a long tail. But the strangest thing was what it did with its tongue. This creature, called a pangolin, kept shooting its tongue out super far, then pulling it back in, again and again, like some kind of strange ritual. Nobody had ever seen anything like it before. Was this normal pangolin behavior, or was there something more to this mysterious tongue movement? Water smile. Meet axolotl. It's not like any other animal. This creature can do something impossible. It can regrow its tail, its legs, and even parts of its brain. Yep. On its head, feathery gills wave like underwater plants. But the creepiest part? It has a wide, flat head with a permanent smile. These strange beings only come out in murky water to hunt. Some are pink, others black, and a few are pure white. Night eyes. On a dark night in Madagascar, something strange moved through the trees. A local guide spotted it, a rare creature called an aai. What made him stop was its weird middle finger though, long and bony. This finger wasn't normal at all. The black creature looked like a mix between a bat and a mouse, moving silently above. People whisper stories about these fingers and how they use them to find food in the night. But seeing one so up close, you understand why locals think these creatures were magical. River mystery. One evening, a local man saw an odd species at the river dock. Want to know what it was? It was moving on the wooden platform, trying to get into the water. At first, he thought it was just a big fish, but then he saw it clearly. The creature had a long, fish-like tail, but that's not all. It also had human-like hands, using them to crawl across the dock. Before the man could get closer, the creature slipped into the dark water and disappeared. This sighting left many people believing that mermaids might really exist after all. Tree dwarf. A hiker was walking through a peaceful forest when something caught his eye. Behind a large tree trunk, a small, dark figure was moving. It looked like a dwarf from old fairy tales, but something about it seemed wrong. The creature peeked out from behind the tree. The man grabbed his phone to record, but the creature was too quick. In the footage, you can just see a small, dark shape disappearing completely behind the tree. When he went to look, there was nothing there. No tracks, no signs, just an empty forest and many questions. River hybrid. People couldn't believe their eyes at the riverside one day. A bizarre creature was there, unlike anything they'd seen before. It looked like a black cow with 2 horns and white patches on its body. But here's the crazy part. It had fish fins and gills too. Everyone gathered around, trying to make sense of what they were seeing. How was this even possible? Some people think scientists must have done experiments, maybe crossing a fish with a cow. Others say it's something else entirely. The creature just laid there, breathing through its gills, confusing everyone who saw it. Cave guardian. An explorer's journey into a dark cave turned terrifying. Deep inside, he came face to face with a massive black creature standing among the rocks. Against all common sense, he decided to reach out and touch it. Bad move. The moment his hand made contact, some powerful force grabbed him. It felt like energy coursing through his body, holding him in place. Local legends talk about cave guardians and mysterious jinns that protect these ancient places. The explorer managed to break free and run though, but something changed in him that day. He never went cave exploring again. Ocean warning. Out in the ocean, a fisherman's peaceful day suddenly turned scary. Without warning, a huge bump appeared in the water near his boat, and then everything went crazy. The waves got wild and jerky, like a storm appearing out of nowhere. But the weather was totally normal. It was something else. Something massive was moving under the surface, making the water churn and splash. The fisherman realized he must have entered some sea monster's territory. These waters belonged to something else, and it was letting him know. So he decided to get out of there fast. Snow beast. A car came to a quick stop on a snowy highway one night. The driver couldn't believe what was coming out of the wilderness. A creature emerged from the snow-covered forest on the left side of the road. It crossed slowly, then sat right there near the car, watching. It looked like a wolf, But something was very wrong. This was no ordinary wolf. It was bigger, scarier, more monstrous than an animal. The driver stayed completely still, engine running, afraid to move. This creature seemed to come straight out of horror stories. Was it the legendary dire wolf? Ocean Sphere. A scuba diver exploring Kimby Bay in Papua New Guinea spotted something unusual. Among the coral and sponges was a perfect sphere, shiny and strange. At first, he thought it was trash, maybe glass or metal. But getting closer, he saw it was large. When his dive lights hit it, the sphere seemed to glow from within. Reaching out carefully, he touched it. The surface felt springy, like a peeled grape or a giant eyeball. It was firmly attached to the coral, though. Later, experts explained it was actually bubble algae, the largest single-celled organism on Earth. How cool, right? Lab mystery. An online video got everyone talking. It showed something bizarre lying on a laboratory table. The creature had an alien-like face with a fish-like tail and webbed arms, like some kind of a mermaid. A strange bump stuck out from its lower back, all over its grayish body. Pointy scales covered its head, back, and sides. People can't decide if it's a real mermaid they caught or some kind of an alien being. What do you think? Aqua mystery. During the 4th of July holiday week, someone caught something strange on their phone at a California beach. The blurry footage shows a creature splashing in the shallow water near some rocks. On one side, you can see what looks like a tail flapping in the water. But the weird part? On the other side, there's something that looks just like a human head. Then suddenly, what appears to be a hand rises from the water before both creatures dive down. Some say it's just a manatee, even though they don't live in these waters. Others think it could be evidence of aquatic apes. Whatever it was unsettling for sure. Talking beast. Experts couldn't believe what they had caught in their research cage. It looked like a dog, but something was very wrong with it. The creature's skin had a weird plastic-like texture, shiny and unnatural. But the scariest part? It could talk. Nobody had ever seen anything like it before. Then things got even worse. It started shaking the cage with incredible strength, making the metal bars rattle. The expert stepped back, wondering if he had caught something more risky than he thought. It might be a shapeshifter or more sinister than that. The creature just kept watching them, waiting. Field creature. A villager spotted a strange black and white creature in a field at night. It was unlike anything ever seen before. It walked on all four legs, moving like some kind of a bird. But this was no ordinary bird anyone had ever encountered. The weirdest part was that it could stand up straight whenever it wanted to, and on top of that, it had fur that spread out from its head just like a peacock's feathers. Its whole body was covered in thick, strange-looking fur. Was this some kind of bird that nobody had discovered before? Or could it be something more terrifying, like a dragon? What do you think? Street crawler. Locals saw a bizarre creature in their street that left everyone confused and scared. It wasn't like anything they had ever seen before in their lives. This creature had many legs, all moving together in a strange way that didn't seem natural. Its body was long and covered with fur that looked like sprinkles. The strangest thing, though, was how its fur moved. It floated in the air as the creature walked along the street. Some think it might be a new kind of reptile species, or maybe a hybrid creature. Giant discovery. A very old video appeared online, and everyone started talking about it right away. You could tell the video was extremely old just by looking at how bad the quality was. It showed a group of explorers who had found something huge. This mysterious being had a long nose that looked exactly like an elephant's trunk, making everyone wonder what it could be. But what made it even stranger was that it walked on 2 heavy legs, unlike any elephant. This creature looked like a mix between an elephant and a dragon, but what it truly was, that still remains a mystery. Night Watchers. Two friends were spending a peaceful night on the beach when something unexpected caught their attention. There in the darkness, a tall humanoid figure emerged. Its pale body moved unnaturally across the sand. The creature's appearance matched perfectly with old skinwalker stories they had heard growing up, but the friends didn't wait around to get a better look. Taking one last glance at the mysterious being, they quickly turned and ran for their lives. Behind them, the pale creature continued its silent patrol of the shoreline. Some say skinwalkers choose quiet beaches to hunt, where unsuspecting visitors become easy targets. These two friends were lucky, though. They escaped before finding out the truth. Ocean Giant. A scuba diver exploring the shallows made an incredible discovery. At first, he thought it was just a piece of cloth on the ocean floor. But this strange being was around 2 meters long, with feathery tentacles around its alien-like head. These tentacles opened and closed rhythmically, filtering food from the water. The creature bumped into coral and plants, suggesting it was guided purely by touch. Its bizarre movements and feeding habits suggested that it was a beaded sea cucumber. As the diver recorded this extraordinary encounter, it continued its slow journey across the sandy bottom. Tiny being. A local found something that didn't make any sense. A creature so strange, yet he dared to pick it up to take a closer look. Initially, it looked just like a monkey, but an impossibly small one. The tiny thing had perfect little monkey hands and a furry body, with huge eyes that seemed to stare right through you. Nobody in the area had ever seen a monkey this small before, which suggested it could be a baby of a known species, or maybe something completely new to science. Scientists are now trying to figure out what this mysterious mini-monkey could be. But for now, it still remains a mystery. Friendly visitor.
When you spend time with an octopus, you get the feeling that they're as curious about you as you are about them.
A scuba diver shared an amazing encounter she had underwater. Her unexpected friend turned out to be an octopus with a distinctive small scar below its eye. She named this brownish creature Scarlet.
If you study them for long enough, you'll see little imperfections on their skin. She's not really sure about me at the beginning, but we're eye to eye. She becomes so relaxed.
During their meeting, the octopus displayed remarkable behavior, covering its eyes when approaching the diver, showing an unusual level of trust. Then, something magical happened. Scarlet reached out, placing its suckers gently on the diver's hand. The way it moved and gestured seemed like an invitation to interact. They shared what felt like a real conversation through simple movements and touches. This encounter proved that these intelligent creatures can form meaningful connections with humans, even in the vast ocean depths.
It felt wonderful to be having this interaction with Scarlet.
Cave mystery. A group of explorers went deep into a cave system, unaware of what awaited them. As they approached an underground pool, something stirred beneath the dark water. Suddenly, a mysterious creature emerged, revealing itself to be fish-like in appearance. Its most striking features were its piercing blue eyes and a row of thin, needle-like teeth.
Oh yeah, he just moved. Alright, we're not doing this to harm him, just to see if he's...
Curious about their discovery, the explorers carefully extended a metal rod toward it, and the being responded by opening its mouth. This encounter left them wondering whether they had stumbled upon an undiscovered species or something more sinister.
Oh yeah, no, he's alive.
Glowing hunter. An underwater robot caught rare footage of a glass octopus deep in the Pacific Ocean. This amazing creature had a blue glow all over its body. Small, bright orbs lit up along its tentacles. The glass octopus was so clear you could see inside its body. They first found this type of octopus back in 1918. Today, researchers still get excited when they spot one because of its elusive nature. The robot's lights made the octopus shine even more in the dark ocean depths. Its beautiful glow and see-through body make it one of the ocean's most mysterious animals. Beach mystery. One day, someone walking on Knot End Beach in the UK found a weird skeleton. It wasn't like any normal sea creature they'd seen before. The front part looked like a fish's face, but the back was really strange. Instead of a fishtail, it had a long stick-like part at the end. Sand-covered parts of the bones, making it look even more mysterious. People thought it might be from a stingray, but nobody knows for sure. The odd shape and mix of parts, fish face in front but no proper tail, left everyone wondering, what kind of sea creature could this be? The skeleton keeps its secrets, buried in the sand of this UK beach. Water remains. A visitor spotted two strange creatures in the seawater. They looked like skeletons stuck together, floating in the waves. One had what seemed like a long robe flowing in the water, possibly a tail. Its pale color and shape could have been from an old mermaid's body. The other creature might have been a fish that tried to feed on the first one, which could explain why they were joined together. Or possibly this could be the remains of some unknown sea creatures, slowly breaking down in the salty waves. Snake giant. An explorer in a rocky, wooded area recorded something truly remarkable. The footage showed an enormous snake, possibly an anaconda, displaying rather unusual behavior. Half of its body rose straight up in the air, while the other half stayed on the ground. The way it stretched upward reminded many of a giraffe's long neck. This massive snake might have been searching for prey from this elevated position. Its incredible size and strange posture made it look almost unreal against the forest background. Such behavior could suggest this snake had adapted to hunting uniquely. The height it reached would have given it a significant advantage in spotting potential prey. Good for itself, bad for the other guys, right? Cave Guardian. In the depths of a dark cave, an explorer made an incredible discovery. There, carved into the solid rock wall, was a perfectly preserved Cyclops figure. The explorer shined his light on the ancient carving, revealing every detail. He reached out to touch it, feeling the cold stone beneath his fingers. This carved figure stood as a testament to the old Greek legends of giant beings, with a single eye in the middle of their foreheads. The detail in the carving might suggest the artist had some inspiration for this work. The darkness of the cave had kept this remarkable piece hidden for centuries. This discovery might change how we think about ancient art. Field predator. A rotary water pump was working quietly in the murky field water. Suddenly, something massive broke the surface near the pump. The creature looked just like a huge crocodile. Before anyone could get a better look, it slipped back into the water and vanished. This beast might have followed water channels from nearby rivers to reach these fields. Such creatures could be using these water paths to move into new territories. The murky water made perfect cover for these large predators. Now, this might not be a regular crocodile at all, but something different that's adapted to living in agricultural waterways. What do you think? Woods hunter. A peaceful horse ride through the woods turned scary when a black, furry creature appeared. The strange being, similar to a giant anteater, but it was much more aggressive. and charged straight at the horse and its rider. Its sudden attack knocked them both to the ground, showing surprising strength. The mysterious creature then quickly went into the thick bushes. This might be an unknown species living deep in these woods, possibly sharing features with anteaters. The black fur and aggressive behavior could mean it's a different kind of predator. Local wildlife experts might need to investigate this new threat to the riders before anything serious might happen. Forest secret.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita makan bagian perutnya dulu. Bismillah.
In a remote village, a woman found something terrifying while digging. A strange plant emerged from the soil, but this was no ordinary root. It had a face, human-like eyes, a mouth, and rows of white teeth. It was a mandrake plant, known in local legends. Remember one from Harry Potter? However, what this woman did next was even more disturbing.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Kita makan bagian perutnya dulu. Bismillah.
Instead of destroying it, she took it home, cooked it in her old pot, and ate it. Beach mystery. Beachgoers got the shock of their lives when a massive creature washed up on the shore. The brownish beast stretched across the sand, its body round like hardened lava. Dozens of tentacles spread out around it, reminding everyone of the giant octopus.
A strange mystical object and men in hazmat suits appeared on Sydney's Bondi Beach this morning.
Expert marine biologists arrived quickly, carefully moving it to their research center. They'd never seen anything quite like it. It seemed to be some unusual species of an octopus or a crab. However, the world still waits for their findings about this strange visitor from the deep. Lake Shadow. A fisherman's peaceful morning turned strange when he spotted an unusual being moving in the lake. The creature was pitch black, its body flat and stretched out on the water's surface. It moved silently, looking nothing like the usual fish in these waters. Now it might be a water snake, a mermaid, or even a species of jellyfish. The fisherman watched until it disappeared into the depths, leaving only questions behind. Nightcrawler. Some friends were checking out an abandoned place at night. They parked their car on the side when something weird happened. A strange being appeared right on top of their car. As soon as they saw it, the thing jumped down and started crawling away. The creature looked super skinny and scary. It had hands, feet, and legs like a human, but something was very wrong about how it moved. One of the friends held a weapon for protection, feeling scared of what they were seeing. It seemed like a skinwalker from old stories, or some ghostly creature had come to life. They couldn't believe their eyes. What do you think it was? And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. In the woods, rescue cranes gathered around a mysterious hole. Inside, a massive black snake was trapped, its body looking unusually fat, like it just had a big meal. The crews worked carefully to lift the snake or the anaconda out. But this wasn't the only giant snake spotted. A similar sighting appeared in some other village. A villager recorded footage of a huge brute anaconda in watery fields, its freshly shed skin nearby. These sightings got everyone talking.